Okay, we are going to start with the part two. I hope we go through the part one of introduction to Python. This part two is just the level of giving us the operating all the conditional statements that will be needed when we are working with Python to write our perfect code. So today we'll be starting with Python arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are used with numerical values to perform command mathematical operations. These are the operations which is common, which is addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, exponential, floor division, modulus. So all these are the normal operations we have for arithmetic, where we have the addition, which is just x plus y, and the subtraction, which is x minus y, and division, which is x divided by y, and multiplication, which is x times y. And exponential is when we are raising something raised to power something, which is x raised to power y, and the floor division as well. And we still have modulus. All this can be used when we are doing an if number, when we are finding our if odd numbers, prime numbers, and other areas of programming. And we have the Python assignment operators. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables, which we have the operators, we have equal to, and we have plus equal to, minus equal to, times equal to, division equal to. So from there, we have all the operators that we use. An example is just x is equal to 5, which means the x is the variable, as we are saying here, values assign value to the variables, and x plus is equal to 3. X is a variable, plus is just what it means is x as a variable is equal to x as that's the same variable plus 3. It's just in for increment. And also the same thing for the negative multiplication and division. So that's the Python assignment operators. Um, the next one here is comparison operators, whereby you compare different operators to each other. Here we have equal to, which is x equal to y, is comparison. Is it true if x equal to y? If it's true, it's going to do something. And if it's not true, it's going to do what? It's not going to. It's just an example whereby we are having um uh, just an example where we have a equal to 20, b equal to 20. So we have c equal to a equal to b. Print print cc. True. You can see now it gives us that it's true. And if I change my b to 60, it's going to tell us false. False is not true. So in that area, we are trying to compare what equal sign. If x equal y, and we have another one which is not equal. Not equal means x um um a and b is not equal. They are not the same. Let me use that. They are not the same. They are is two different entity. The variable a is not the same as variable b. Okay, now let me change it from here, whereby I have not equal to b. True. It's true. A is 20, b is what? 60. And if I go back and turn my a, my b to 20, it's going to give me what? False. That's comparison. You are comparing in two things or more than two. And where we have equal, greater than, um we have this one of greater than, false. Greater than is false. Let's look at the less than as well too. It's false. Hold on. It's true. A is equal to 20. B is equal to 60. A is what? Less than B. It's true. A is less than B. And if you are saying A is greater than B, false. It's going to give us false because A is not greater than B. 20, is it greater than B? Than 60? No, it's not. So that is that. And we have greater than or equal to sign and less than or equal to sign as well too, which we will be using in our what? In our work. We compare if this is this, if that is that. We compare, that's comparison. We still have Python logical operators, and these logical operators are used to combine conditional statements, which is and, or, and not. So for the and operator, it must return a true if the both statements are what? Are true. And the or, it must return a true if one of the statements, if one of the statements is what? Is true. If one of the statement is true, not reverse the what? The result. Return false if this true, if the result is what? Is truth. That's for what? For not. And I if we are looking at aspect of okay, let me write something. We have B. um A is equal to 20, B is equal to 20. If you look at the example given to us here, the x is what? Less than 5 and x is less than 10. Okay, let's just assume we have a cc is equal to a less than 5 and a is less than what? 10. Print cc is false. It's going to give us the answer, which is what? A is what? Is less than, which is not. B is less than, which is not. It's true. It's not less than. And if we are now saying um greater than, a is greater than 5 and a is greater than what? 10, and we run it, it's going to give us true, which is true. So in this logical operators, and must do what? Must return a true statement. Likewise, or one of it must be true. Okay. Or um it's true. Now a is greater than 5 or a equal to 10, whereas a is not equal to 10. A is 20, is not 10. So one of them must be what? Must be true. That's why it's just only what? Only A. The first part, this first part that is true. One of the condition. Is either A, is either the right one or the left hand side must be what? Must be true. And if you are looking at the other part, which is saying not, X is what? Um okay, must be false. Is the reverse of what? Of R. So if I use and as well too, it's going to be the what? The reverse of it. So that's that part of logical. And if you are looking at membership operators where we use in and not in, you can go through that one too. It's somewhat related. And decision making and conditional statement. Decision making in the programming or in the Python is very important, and you must have the understanding, which has some keyword, which is if, and else. They are well important. If you are looking at the if statement is just a simple area whereby you are saying if A is what greater than B. You are giving a conditional statement. If A is greater than B, tell me well you are welcome. That's how it is. If B is what is greater than A, print what B is greater than A. This one is the most straightforward. And if A, I'm trying to look if we can. Okay, let me run this. B is what is greater than. Let us now look at the E else statement. The else keyword is a Python way of saying if the previous condition is not true. Okay, now let's assume B is not greater than 20 and it's still going to print what? B is something or anything. Okay, um, it's not going to give up because it's not true. A is not greater than B. It's not true. So in that situation, we will come back here. Let me reverse it. We will come back here and use what? The else else if statement. Else if statement. Whereby we have if A is what? Greater than B. Print what? B is greater than. Else B is equal to A. Is going to do what? It's going to print B is what? Is greater than A. Okay, let's make some example here. We have if A is greater than B. You print I if A is greater than B. No, no. Yes. Okay. You can see now. The first one that we run before is if A is what greater than B, which is not possible. A is not greater than B. Our A in the first example is what? Is 23 and B is 200. Now we are not saying if A is greater than B, print what? I. If if B is greater than A, print what? Higher. So it's going to follow the second condition, which is the truth. Because the first one is not correct, it's not truth. A is not greater than B. And if I change it to, okay, if I change this to B, A, and I change A, B. Let's see what it's going to give us. It's going to respond to the what? To the first one. So that's about the else statement. Now we are talking of else statement. The else statement catch anything which is isn't caught by the preceding condition. This one is just for us to have more else statement. if BB is greater than AA, print BB is greater than AA. Else AA is equal to BB, and AA is not equal to print AA is not equal to BB. Else print AA is what greater than BB. We have our BB is 22 and our AA is 200. You're not saying if BB is what greater than AA, print what BB is greater than AA. Now we have else AA is equal to BB, which is not. They are not of the same set. Print what AA is not equal to BB. Else print AA is greater than BB. So in this situation, okay, let me start from here. Let me clean off AA is, let me remove this. You can see now, because they are of equal set, they pick the one that is what that is correct. Let's go back to 200. You have 200, and here now BB is what greater than AA, wrong. AA is equal to BB, wrong. What else? Print AA is what greater than BB. So that's what it's going to give us. AA is greater than what BB. Of this is printing this. If I change the statement that BB is less than, it's going to less than, it's going to show us what this. So that is how the if and else work. You can Google and see many example that we have. In this example is okay. This one is just explaining what is all about. And if you are looking at which we've already talked about, and an or statement, which is being combined with a statement. It is a logical operator and conditional statement are being combined together. So in this aspect, you'll be seeing how we combine and or which was with our if statements, which is a what a conditional statement. If AA is greater than BB and CC is greater than AA, print both conditions are true. AA is greater than BB and CC is what greater than what AA. It's going to do what it's going to print. And okay, let's do something. I want us to have another condition, which is else. Because I was talking about the other time I told us that the both condition and logic must be true. So now we can see we are using it with a what with a conditional statement. Now print not true. I've changed our statement now. Our conditional statement is now saying if AA is greater than BB and CC is greater than B. Okay, it's still in line. Sorry, I want AA here, and let us have CC, and AA is what greater than CC. I don't know if you are seeing what I'm saying. It's supposed not to. Yes, it gives us the second condition, which is else print not true. The both statements are not true because AA is not greater than what CC. We have 22 in what we have 200 in AA and we have 500 in CC. So it's not true. So that's how we make use of and if statements. Likewise, this if AA is greater than BB or CC is greater than AA, print one must be what must be true. Is it that the right part or the other the left part must be true? Either of the true must be true. That's about all logic, which we've talked about. And next, third if. You can have if statement inside a if statement. This is called nested if statement. It's a nice statement which you can use to combine if statement. Q is equal to 40. If QC is equal to 40, and if QC is greater than 10, print above 10. If QC is greater than 20, print also above 20. Else, print both not above 20. Actually, I've run it before. You can see that it's giving us what the first statement, which is if uh, QC is greater than 10, print above 10. Is above 10 because QC is above 10. And if QC greater than 20 and also is above what 20, so it's going to give us what those statement. We are having a true statement, and the second one we are still having another true statement for it to run. So that's how we can work with nested if. And this is another example which we can look at and work with. Now we are talking of Python loop. Python has two loop command: while loop and for loop. We'll be talking of the while loop first. With the while loop, we can execute a set of statements as long as a condition is true. We can execute it. QC1 is equal to 1, while QC1 is what less than 6. Print QC1. Going to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember to increment I, or else the loop will continue. If you not put this increment, actually we've talked about this increment in our operators. If you do not put it, it's just going to keep going except you press escape on your keyboard, on your keypad, and it's going to cut and stop. You can add 100 and it's going to count. You can see this for 100. So that's a loop statement. If you want a stuff to repeat itself, it's not a situation whereby you keep writing the same code, but you want it to just repeat, to keep counting and repeat it. If we are looking at the break statement can stop the loop whenever if the while condition is true. If you are working with a break statement, you can get to a point that you say, okay, I don't want to do what this statement or this thing to continue. When it's true, it's going to do what? It's going to break and do what? And move to the next line and do the next thing. For example, here we have QC is equal to 1. While QC is what less than 6, print QC. If QC is equal to 3, break and do what? QC plus is equal to 1 for it to give us increment. So now what this is trying to let us know is okay, let us know is that if this is true, print when it counts to 3, you should do what? You should stop because it's true. In 6 range, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in that aspect, when it's not counting and you get to 3, stop. Do not do anything further. That's just what the break statement is doing here. It break when it gets to, okay, if I change this 3 to 4, it's going to count to 4 and stop. The remaining part, let's assume we have 100. I just want it to count just like 20 out of these numbers. Um, when you get to range, you will see how sweet, how nice it is. You can even pick in between the numbers. Okay, now you have 20, and actually, if when we run 100, it counted to what? One, it counted to 99, and here now when we have a break, we put a break, it stop at what? 20. because there is a condition that is holding it. When what YQC1 is less than 100, print QC1. If QC1 is equal to 20, break. When it is equal to 20 in your counting, you break. So that's how it is. Okay, and the same thing for the continue statement, whereby it is going to continue. Um, with the continue statement, we can stop the current illustration there, or the current code that is running, and continue with the next. Um, let's say the part here. The, as the stop time counting, we want it to stop at one point and continue the rest, or to remove one port and continue the remaining. Okay, we have QC is equal to 0. YQC1, sorry, QC1 is equal to 0. YQC1 is greater than 6. QC1 plus is equal to 1. If QC1 is equal to 3, continue. When it's equal to 3, it's going to what? It's going to remove 3 and continue. 1, 2, it did not count the third one. You move to the fourth one, 4, 5, 6. So that's about continue. Okay, move to the second part of the what? For loop. The second part of the looping. Now we are talking of the for loop. A for loop is used for illustrating over a sequence that is either a list, triple dictionary, or a set or of a string. Now we're having for the for loop, mostly the for loop is being used for what? A set of list of number dictionary. Actually we did not really touch of dictionary and all this part, but we can go online and read about it. Now we have fruit is equal to apple. This is the list of fruit which we have in our what? In our list. Inside a basket, we have different fruit. One of the fruit is what? Apple, banana. Those are the fruits that we have. And for example, X in fruit print what? For loop. We are using the for loop for X in a fruit. Print X, apple. For us to able to know what is inside the basket, we have to use the for loop to list them out to display on our screen. We are seeing the basket, but we don't know what is inside the basket. So for us to have the understanding, we are running our code, our conditional statement, or our looping to know what are the stuff that are inside the basket. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe inside that basket we have bags, um we have pen, we have um pen, we have ball. So if it's going to list them now, it's going to list all what is inside the basket that we are not seeing. Now you can now identify, okay, now I'm having what? I'm having banana, I'm having apple, I'm having bags, I'm having pen inside my basket. And my basket contain what? Fruit. Or we can say item. Because now it's not only fruit that is there. Items. Items is equal to what? The list of what is inside. So that is okay. We can even also okay. Let's see this example. Countries. We have we are listing the countries. We have USA. We have UK. Sorry about that. UK. We have which country should we use? Logo. You have UAE. Those are some countries that we likewise, and also that. So for us to print, so from here, say for X in country countries countries print X. So it listed the country that we have inside our our list. So that's how the for loop. You can use it in dictionary, any areas, and inside our we still talk of break. If you want to break, okay, you don't want some parts to show, you just want some parts. Okay, now you see now break. Under that, if you come that yeah, okay, let's do something. We've list we've list countries. Let me just copy now for X in what in countries. Print what print X if X equal to UK break. So that means if inside the list of the country, if X is equal to UK, let's see what's going to give us. When it gets to UK, it breaks and it remove the remaining one. If I use Togo, Togo, when it reach Togo, it break it forget about the remaining what countries. So that's the work of breaking, which I just want us to see it again. Likewise, you can use continue as well too. Okay. Um, this is the nice part of Python using a range. To loop through a set of code specific numbers of times, we can use the range function. The range function returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 by default and increment by 1 by default and end as a specific or specified numbers. Okay, we have one here for actually we use for loop here too for x in range 6 print what print start from what start counting. What why we are using while loop the other time you can use for loop here, and we can use what range with it together, and it's going to print. And let me see if we have another one. Okay, you can see now it break down, it remove one, it start. This is a start. Your range can have up to three condition here inside this bracket. So I just want us to see, okay, if don't want it to start from 2, maybe from 6, so it's going to pick it from there, and maybe from 10, it's going to pick it from 10, and I think if I can remember the third one, 2, no, it's wrong. Now if you look at this area, I use 2 from the range of 10 to 20. The third one here is standing of division of 2. 10, 2 goes there. 12, 2 goes there. 14, 2 goes there. 16, 2 goes there. So between 10, we are actually our range is 20. Between 10 to 20, which of them are divisible by what? By 2. And we are using what? Our range to sort that out. In that situation, okay, let me just make it to be um okay, sorry, it's not going to give me that um from 0. So from 0 to 20, which one is what? Divisible by what? By 2. I have I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's how range work. You can put 3 here. Those are divisible by 3. It's going to count it out. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. And also 4, you can make use of 4. So that's how, and all this can be used in any area in Python. Um, okay, okay. There is a way I explained that here, how we can go through. And okay, actually, I still have an explanation of range into. Okay, so that's that. And this is a task for us. You can print even numbers between 1 to 20. So when we are through with this, try to go online and try to go to Python website and read more about Python. From now, we'll have to start our quantum.